Ron DeSantis, did you guys know he's still running for president?
Who, Weird Ron? Yeah, I kind of figured.
Or DeSantis, which still is one of the more bizarre but also hilarious Trump nicknames.
I do know he's changing the footwear industry for short men. We got new ideas I've never even known about.
I know he needs to drop his fit so that Binder, you can get in on it.
He's doing that. He's like kind of like working on his, you know, how like David Blaine could do the close-up magician thing where like he gets on his tippy toes, but you don't notice, so you think he's floating. That's what Ron DeSantis has mastered.
Oh, I mean, I want to hear his tricks, honestly. That's maybe what he can do. He could just be a magician after this because he's not going to have a political career. He's here he is talking about Trump now. He's finally criticizing Trump now that it's too late for him to win. And means he's desperate, means it's funny. If this is him talking about Trump's response to what's going on in Gaza and with Israel. Not Gaza, because Republicans don't care about Gaza. What happened with Israel?
President Trump seemed to walk back some of his comments on Israel this afternoon, tweeting hashtag I stand with Bibi and praising the military. Do you have any reaction to that? Do you think that, why he's walking back those comments?
Look, I mean, I think we have the Donald Trump on the teleprompter where he's reading what's on there. Then you have the Donald Trump when he gets off that teleprompter, and that's the real Donald Trump when he starts speaking about those things. And so he attacked Bibi after the country suffered the worst attack it's had in its modern history, when they're just created a war government. They're preparing to do a ground invasion in Gaza, and he did that because Bibi congratulated Biden in November. That's why he did it. He hates Netanyahu because of that. That's about him. That's not about the greater good of what Israel's trying to do or American security. And so I think it's fine to kind of clean up and do all that. I would say, go out, get rid of your teleprompter. Don't use that as a crutch. Go to debates. Show up in debate for 2 hours. And then we'll be able to see kind of where he's really coming from. So we've seen over the course, every interview, every time he's gotten off the teleprompter for like the last 2 months, they've had to clean things up for what he's saying. So I just want to see, the Donald Trump, this is a different Donald Trump. In 2016,
oh my God,
he was freewheeling, he's out there, barnstorming the country, doing all this. Now it's just a different guy. And
you've changed, Donald.
So is he freewheeling, which is what he's saying, or is he not? So he's not free. That was the last part. He completely contradicts himself.
I miss the old guy.
Yeah, right.
I miss
what
the
are you
old
talking
guy.
about? He
Donald,
was just talking about like sharks.
You changed. You won't come to my party. But he just said, well, when he goes off the teleprompter, that's when you see the real Trump. So like that's when he's freewheeling. But I saw a different Trump in 2016. He was freewheeling. Dude, you gotta figure out some message consistency here.
This has to be the highest level we've seen the debate me bro culture get to. Ron DeSantis literally going out there going, debate me bro, to Donald Trump. Why'd you go to debates, man? I want to debate you.
No, your voice is way deeper than his was. He was very whiny in this clip. He was as whiny as we've seen him. I would also have suggested that he bring a podium because he clearly did not know what to do with his hands. It was very distracting, not to be racially charged, but it's like a white person dancing, doesn't know what to do with his hands when he's standing there. So they're just flailing them wildly.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that's just his whole complaint, right? Flailing wildly.
No, he is kind of the human embodiment of the white man, like dance floor dance, right? When you do that with your hands, just sway side to side.
You've changed, Donald.
Which is also coincidentally my dance, because I don't know how. But yeah, like the idea that any Trump voter is going to react to this in any way is hilarious because they like that he criticizes everybody. The average voter in this country, Republican voter, they don't care about Bibi Netanyahu, okay? They like Israel because they may be evangelicals and they want, the prophecy to come, and they're evangelical Zionists. And they also like that Israel is violent towards brown people. And that's kind of the extent of it. There's no national fealty to Netanyahu. That's more like the Republican power players who feel that way.
He's losing the racist
there's
bully
also
vote for sure.
Yeah.
I was about to say also there's the cohort who are against Israel and don't like Netanyahu because they're Nazis and white supremacists.
True, but like they understand those Nazi people, like their anti-Semitism is secondary right now to their pure joy,
envy about bombing brown people,
in seeing brown people get bombed. So I don't know how actionable it is, but at a different date, when it's more convenient for them, their anti-Semitism will certainly come to the surface when it comes to Israel.
I would love if I could, bring somebody back from the dead. I would bring back the Italian poet Dante Alighieri and have him write another canto about the Divine Comedy, about the circles of hell, talking about Ron DeSantis being stuck on camera, basically demonstrating his impotence, just complete. Because the thing about like Trump is only upset because of the personal slight. Like that is a fun thing for us to say all the time, but he says it in the midst of like 2 minutes where he's trying to land a thing about a teleprompter that's from like 2012.
Oh, that's the other thing
of Obama.
I mean, they do this. Now they do it with Biden to less effect because I think even Republicans are like, we all know everybody uses a teleprompter.
Teleprompters are useful like things.
For speeches.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I just don't associate Trump with like a teleprompter. Like, I don't know what he's even trying to communicate here. Like, what has Trump not given enough like rambling speeches about water pressure recently? He was just talking about like electric motors and shocking you to death with like in shark-infested waters last week. That's about as Trump as it gets.
That's the fun thing about Trump is actually like you can tell when he's sticking to a script and then like sort of editorializing it because it's the first time he's ever read it.
Yep.